Not only did I buy it to help me, but I bought it to make myself look real fly. I mean, look at me go. I'm a super cool guy. I got all my tools that I need for the day, and I'm gonna have no problem, say no way. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Woodness Goodness. Today is Saturday. As always, I'm a little late to the punch. Birds are chirping, sun is out, guns are also out. Oh, I haven't flexed in a while. We've got 8 bundles of fresh, delicious, absolutely gorgeous, and it might even be organic cedar siding. Let's get after it because the day is nigh and the cabin is thy. Guys, got a new pickup here. $100, Amazon, extendable 13-foot ladder. Let me show you. This thing's dope. Yeah, I guess it starts off at like 2 feet. And then in like 5 seconds, whoa, it goes even longer than that. You have this like 13-foot telescoping, pretty lightweight aluminum ladder. And to put it away, there's these 2 tabs on your thumbs here, and you just slide that in. It's got little, I don't know, pressure button things here. So as soon as it hits the next rung, it allows that one to fold into itself. It's pretty cool. So there you go. Guys, look at me, I'm a professional. I've got my staples in this pocket and I got eye protection here. Got a clip for my tape, got a square, got a little torpedo level, got 3 pencils, got a blade. Look at my booty, got a hammer. Look at my booty, got a staple gun. Look at my booty, got a come on, I'm set up. Well, it's raining right now, and I threw my back out this weekend, so I'm trying to make up for, lost time. Let's get after it. Guys, well, it's starting to rain hard again, so I'm gonna put the camera away. It's not worth losing a couple grand in case something bad happens. But we're moving along. I've corner weaved this entire side all the way up. I gotta put my little bit of flashing up here on top of each sill or the top of the windows. I've been adding this L piece. I dent it with my little piece of wood and make a shelf here. So if the water somehow hits the wall here, it will drip on that galvanized steel flashing and drip off, avoiding all the windows. And then I proceed to put all my cedar on top of it. So again, it'll hit the cedar, hit the flashing, and drip away from my building. It's stopped raining. All right, I guess we're just gonna keep doing what we can. We got a rainy week. The weekend was rainy and it's still rainy. And well, I'm gonna stop doing the time-lapse stuff for now as I finish the cedar siding, because the cedar siding has got to get finished. Anyhow, I'm gonna show you guys some woodworking or cedar shake installation. Just sound, little shot here and there, just take you somewhere
calming. Close your eyes. Actually, don't close your eyes. Just watch this video and enjoy myself, Graham, walk you through the rest of the installation of the cedar siding. Please enjoy.
All right, cue the music. Like anything in life, learning is hard. There's a lot of ways one learns. Mistakes, trials and tribulations, school, job, work, relationships, parents. There's just 101 ways to learn something. And with this cabin, for instance, the way I've been, say, measuring the cedar to go up under the eaves here, you know, I started off making some bad cuts, repeating those same bad cuts, until the point where it's like a tattoo on my brain. It hurt maybe even more than a tattoo, but it's there to stick, and I won't forget the mistakes I've made. So anyhow, I've found a pretty reasonable and it works for me, a series of things that I do to get the proper cut for these, because my roof rafters come out through my cabin and then the fascia board. And I want this to be clean. This is gonna be like the last row before I stick up either some trim or maybe some smaller pieces of cedar right up in there. I'm gonna glue it so you don't see any nails if I do something. But other than that, this is basically the last piece that I really care about. So I want it to go right around this rafter. So first off, I'm seeing where my cedar is gonna naturally want to cup. And I want that natural cup to sit up against the cedar or the cabin like this. So if it's kind of cupping, I want it to sit up against it so you don't get these weird flaps that are lifting up the rest of the cedar, because it will have a joint over top and I can get rid of that cup a little bit easier. I find. I could be totally wrong, but this is just going off the knowledge that I've been learning. So I'm gonna reverse it, okay? So when I cut it, this piece will simply flip and tuck up in here. So first things first, I want that rafter. So I'm gonna mark that rafter, okay? This doesn't always work because these cedar pieces aren't always square, but this gives me a pretty reasonable measurement to go off of. So now, because I know the rafter to the end of the cedar, or the bottom of the cedar, is the longest piece, and the piece that matters, the uncut piece, okay? So I'm gonna run a rough guesstimate here. Okay, you with me? Now, we're not cutting that. We're actually cutting below it, okay? So I'm just gonna set a reminder there that I'm gonna be cutting this whole section out right here to slip up into the rafter. Last measurement I need. Now I'm gonna tuck this all the way up. Remember, this piece is gonna flip down, right? But I'm flipping it up to get that final measurement. I'm doing, this is really easy. I'm just doing two fingers because it's perfect where I need that length. So now I know. I cut this, then I'm gonna cut a notch out to match my front marks. So I'm gonna take you over the radial arm saw, or not the radial arm saw, the miter saw, and show you how I do that. Okay, first things first, we do the easiest cut, okay? Get it out of the way, get rid of some length. We're cutting the length. So this is the top of the cabin, this is the cedar that's gonna go towards the bottom, okay? So I'm gonna cut that length. Okay, now this is the mark for that rafter. It's marked up top here. This miter saw is extremely square. Obviously, the cedar might not be as square. But basically, I have to run it. But I have to run the blade just to here, because this is the part we don't want to cut. We need this notched out, but not this. This is the part that I kept cutting out. Yeah, I kept messing up. Since this is the back side, I can run my blade a little bit further because it's circular and it won't cut into the front as much. Whoop. And it'll make it easier for me to cut it. So then I'm gonna get my laser, really helpful, make sure I'm lined up with my line up front here, okay? Boom. So now, instead of getting like a jigsaw or something out, I just scribe this with my blade here. So we're gonna go, dook, pop, just a couple. This is the back side though. This is the side that's gonna be sitting up against the cabin. So you wanna go a little bit deeper on this one. because if you mess up, well, you're not gonna see it. This is the front side, the front facing side. This one matters, okay? So what we're gonna do here is just scribe it a couple times, because that will give it, the cedar, a nice breaking point, okay? Again, I'm just making this up. This might not be the right way to do it. And then, because it's cedar, you just give it a little, oh, let's be careful here. Boop. Okay, so it didn't break perfectly, but that's okay. I'm going to just use my blade. Okay, boom, that's the notch. Now let's go see how good we are. Another thing to note, because these windows are here, but because you have roughly 3 pieces that are overlapping when you do the cedar siding. So I'm trying to make up for it. So with some scraps, all I'm doing is getting that little bit of a elevation from the cabin so it's accurate, as well as you want to make sure you have cedar between your seams. So if water does sneak in there, it's not going to sneak in here. However, we do want it to look good. So let's see how accurate my measurement is. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Good thing I got it on camera. All right, so that is absolutely bang on. Love it. So because it's been raining and it's starting to come down again really hard, I just wanted to show you, because I'm gonna finish under the rafters here on the, I guess on the backside / front side of the cabin. Anyhow, so now that it's up, same thing. You want your, well, up here, I want my staples high enough so if I do put one more set, that those staples won't be on the reveal. So let's just have another quick chat, shall we? I don't know about you, but there's always someone in your life or someone you know, or at some point in your life, maybe you were this person where you're not necessarily in a place or willing to go and do something you haven't done. Because, you know, failing is kind of scary. It sucks. Especially if you're spending money, hard-earned money on a cabin, so to speak, and a fail or failure could be hundreds of dollars worth of mistakes, or more, or less, or a headache, or a pain. But I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I will continue to say it to drill it into your minds as well as mine, because I need to hear this just as much as a lot of you. Don't be scared of failure. Failure is like literally your best friend, because when you fail, and if you consider it a fail, there's a lot of people and a lot of stupid things going on out there that I would consider fails, okay? But other people don't necessarily think that way. But if you yourself think it's a failure in your mind and your eyes, chances are you're not gonna wanna do that again. And you're gonna do what it takes to avoid that, whether it was a mistake or a learning curve or a better way of doing things. Next time you do that, next time you tackle that task, you're gonna do it differently, and most likely you're gonna do it better. Like, look at this cabin. I'm pretty pumped. When I look at it, I do see a lot of mistakes, and a lot of people won't see that, but that's okay. That's something I'm gonna have to get over. But when I look at the big picture of this cabin, it's pretty cool. I've overcome a lot to get to this point. It didn't just arrive here, it just didn't just happen here. And I guess the point is, when you go through all those trials and all those downs and ups and all that stuff, when you get to a point where this is the product, you know, this cabin that I'm pumped on, I don't care if other people aren't pumped on, I'm pumped on this. It feels that much better because it did take a lot of work to get here. If this was just handed to me, and if this came easy, it wouldn't feel so good accomplishing it. Like, what guy climbs Everest? If you just arrived to the top, it wouldn't be nearly as exhilarating, and you wouldn't feel accomplished. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, when life stares at you in the face and starts sprinkling salt on your bowl of Honey Nut Cheerios, moral of the story is, keep on trucking, folks, because life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. Bet you haven't heard that one before.